the one thing we want to stress is we are already doing really well as an institution because of how we say we are in our personalization. It comes through in the fact that our retention and our graduation rates are where they are. And so it is a big aspirational goal to move to that 85%. And so beyond doing the above and beyond we already do, we're going to have to just kick it up a notch to get where the president would like to see us. But everybody should pat themselves on the back. Hooray, we're way above the benchmarks, which looks great. Getting back to the provost conversation about recruitment, parents love to hear that, those numbers as well.
Okay, so that is where we are compared to the national numbers and our selectivity. Here are 10 years worth of data for our retention rate. You can see that we've been pretty steady from 78% to a high of 82% in fall of 06 to 79%. So we're from 78 to 82% over the last 10 years for an average of 79.4% freshman to sophomore retention rate. So we have 6% to move up to get to the 85%. The graduation rates, this is the most up-to-date data that we have, from 61 to 60 to 56 to 58. We had a little dip there. Hopefully we're back on our way up, and we will continue to see those graduation rates at above a 60%. But that's where we are right now for the last 10 years. Now we've also looked at graduation rates across the state and looked at other Illinois public institutions and where they are. We've given you here the last 3 years, the most up-to-date graduation rates. Remember, this is a 6-year graduation rate, okay, for all the other Illinois schools. And I'm not sure if this is too small for you to see, so I'm just going to kind of read it very quickly. The orange, the very first one, is the University of Illinois at Champaign-Urbana. They're at 83, 82, 82. We are next in line there with the bright blue, the EIU blue, 58, 56, 60. Yellow is Illinois State, 69, 70, 65. Several years ago, some of you may have been at a retention forum, and we said, we're number 2. They're now number 2. So they have surpassed us a little bit in terms of graduation rates in the last few years. The green is Northern, 48, 51, 52. Western is the lavender, 59, 55, 57. Southern at Carbondale is the red, 44, 45, 46. University of Illinois at Chicago is the purple, the violet, 54%, 48%, 50%. So you can see that these other fine institutions, most of them are still below Eastern. University of Illinois at Springfield is the, I skipped Edwardsville. That's the teal, 46, 49, 45. The purple is University of Illinois at Springfield. They have had a weird giant leap from 2002 to 2003 of a 10 percentage points in their graduation rates. Not sure what happened there, but they went from 57 to 67%.
It's pretty unusual.
Yeah, it is. I think we need to go spy on them and find out how they moved 10% in a single year. And then we also added on here, just for the comparison of another institution, Indiana State is the light blue, and that's 41, 44, 42%. So you can see our graduation rates are very good, but again, it wouldn't hurt for us to be able to bump those up a little bit, and better retention leads to better graduation rates. Okay, we promised you some alumni survey data, and I'm just going to very quickly explain. The retention committee looks at all these hard numbers, but we also look at the comments that the students make on the alumni survey. This is the IBHE mandated survey we send out every year. This is data from 2010, and we sent that to 1 year out. So the 2009 graduates, every person who graduated in the calendar year 2009 got this survey. 774 of them returned it for a 35% return rate. And we asked them what had the most positive impact on you during your time at Eastern, and then what had the most negative impact on you during your time at Eastern. This is, qualitative data. It takes a while to figure it out and sort it all out, but this chart represents that sort. Of the positive comments that students made, 53% of those were related to their relationships with faculty and advisors. So going back to what the president and the provost said in the opening, that personal relationship, that one-on-one that we can give to our students, they remember. Okay. The negative comments, the highest was also those personal relationships. But I'd like to point out, a lot fewer people had negative things to say. And that's one of the heartening things about the alumni survey data. The comments, by the way, are available on the assessment website. If you want to go look and read for yourself, have at it, because they're up there, and they are not edited. So there you have it. The next positive thing are programs. That is their major field of study, their education, their degree. So programs are very important. Social is third. Now, we're not surprised by that. The social category includes things like the Greek organizations, their friendships. Sometimes people say things like, I met my future wife there, so we'll give them that. Okay? 14% is the co-curriculum. Athletics, recognized student organizations, things they've gotten involved in on campus. So I still think this is a very high number for those positive comments. Okay? 10% of our students said positive things about the community. Those are usually comments like, everybody was friendly there. It was a very close campus. Everyone was approachable. Okay? Now we get more negative comments about that, and it usually involves things like restaurants and shopping. And we all know we are in a small town, and we have those challenges. But the positive comments, I think, are very important. The second category there for negative are programs. We usually see on 1 year out some people still mad about having to get a waiver for this or that or something like that. But still, their education, the academics, and the relationships with all of you are the things that have the most impact.
We said we'd share some NESE data. So this is the first time that Eastern has participated in this survey, which is looking to measure the engagement as students view their engagement here on campus. So we're going to share two slides. This first one comes back to how did they feel about their overall entire education experience here on campus. And so we're looking at it, what the seniors said. So these are seniors that took this last spring. And so we're going to benchmark ourselves against the other Illinois publics, our Carnegie class, and then all NESE is what you're going to see in the four categories. The top bar is the excellent category, and then works its way down. So you can see 1% poor. I think that's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. But you can see as we move across, our 6% said fair. So if we say 7 are in I always call it like the bottom two boxes. You always want to be in the top two. As we compare ourselves across, you can see other Illinois publics are at 14%, 16 for our class, and then 13 for all others. So we are significantly rated higher by our students comparable to all other classes. So we were really excited to see that and have that match up against our alumni data as confirmation as well. Here's the second one, and it says, would you do it again? Would you come back and do it all over again? And so you're going to see, again, definitely yes is at the top, 55% saying definitely yes, 35% saying probably yes, probably no, 7% and no, I'm not coming back to you at 3. So 90% of our students are reporting, absolutely, I'm coming back. to have that experience again. And as we move across, you can see 16% would not return to Illinois publics, 20 to the classification, and 18 to other NESEs. So again, finding ourselves above the benchmark numbers, which we're really excited about as well.